I just finished the last video and I'm looking to get right into it in this video. Got a lot of work still to do on this cheap 2003 Mustang Cobra. If you watched the last video, you know we left off. We just finished painting our valve covers Sonic Blue, and in that video we got the built Texid block and basically long block here actually assembled and ready for some timing components and accessories to start going on. If you haven't seen the start of this series and how we got to where we are right now, first of all, what are you doing? Second of all, I'll leave it linked up here so you guys can check that out, get caught up. For those of you that have been here, where we left off, more paint. So here's all my accessories. We've got the pulley bridge, lower pulley, water pump pulley, crank pulley, various brackets and oil coolers and timing cover and all this stuff. It looks okay. Got it pretty much surgically clean as I could get it. But, you know, even though you can't see a lot of this stuff, we can't have a motor that looks like that and be putting stuff like this back on it. So we're gonna do some rattle can restoration here. I think the color scheme I'm planning on going with is like a satin black on the timing cover. And then most of this stuff, probably want to restore it to a aluminum-ish finish. I kind of like this gunmetal gray stuff I found. That might look kind of cool, but basically just going to restore all this stuff using the stuff that I have already. So it won't cost anything, just trying to use up some of these, you know, duplicolor engine enamels and VHT stuff. Should look really good. So I've got some final prep work to do on this stuff. You know, just make sure everything's surgically clean, then we'll probably get them outside, prime them, and get them painted in. Here's the good news. For those of you guys that were with me painting the Sonic Blue valve covers when it was cold and you know, difficult painting conditions out, it's even worse today. Colder, and now it's fully raining. So we'll see how much we get done today. I might see if I can paint under the like covered area between my house and the garage, but if not, might have to be tomorrow. But either way, let's get right into it right now. Prep, paint, get everything looking brand new. Woo! Chilly. Oh yeah, also bought some VHT flameproof header paint. Gonna try and restore these no-name brand headers. Maybe they're BBK, I don't know. But they, like I said in a previous video, it would be awesome to get a set of, you know, stainless American Racing or something headers for this, but I don't want to blow the budget on headers. I know these don't have any holes in them. They fit well. They just appear to have like a little bit of surface rust on them. So I'm gonna attempt to prep these really good, get them painted in, get them looking really nice. Whoever hacked on this, some sort of EGR delete, might even lop that off and weld on a cleaner part there. But we're gonna get these things looking nice. Even though you can't really see headers on these cars, I can't put them back on like this. So a $15 can of very high temp header paint ought to do the trick. Well, it is the next day, and as you guys saw, got a ton of stuff painted yesterday, and once again, less than ideal painting conditions. It was about 35 degrees and misting rain. So day before that, I was out in the pouring rain and like 38 degrees doing a final scrub and prep on these parts, but I think it was worth it. Did the timing cover in satin black, came out absolutely perfect, killer. Gave the balancer and the water pump pulley another, quick coat, no big deal there. Did most of the brackets and engine components in whatever, metallic, silver, aluminum finish I had left. Used a couple different products actually, but they came out really good. Everything looks really look brand new. Like it just was cast yesterday, including the tensioners, the oil cooler, lots of masking work on this stuff. You will never see this unless you do a clutch, but now it looks good. Same thing with the oil filter housing. The lower pulley was a little tricky because it doesn't really come apart. So I just kind of shot as much spray paint in there as I could and, masked off the pulley itself. So that'll still be black, so that'll look nice. Even did the alternator in a quick coat of semi-gloss black, just with whatever spray paint I had, because I got a plan for the alternator. We got another one coming, I think. But we'll see. Either way, had the paint out, did the alternator real quick. Pulley bridge I did in gunmetal gray. Don't ask me why. I just thought it would look kind of cool, and I think it will. I think against the satin black, it will look nice. And then up here, on the motor, I think that's going to look sick. For, once again, absolutely zero cost other than some time. These are all just cans of spray paint I had kicking around. So psyched with that. So with that, it's time to start getting the rest of this motor back together. Most importantly, timing components, so we can get it all sealed up, get the timing cover on and all these brackets and associated other parts, which means we need to time the motor. So I've got out my Ford Racing Performance Parts, 4.6 liter, 4-valve timing kit that I got from LMR, and I got to go through this. I've done plenty of LS cam swaps and head swaps and all that, so timing dot to dot on those motors is pretty easy. It's not an overhead cam motor, no problem there. I've never done one of the modular Fords, so I've done some research. I think I'm comfortable with what we're doing, but I'm going to definitely be taking my time here and make sure we get it right, because we do not want to trash this really expensive, really nice motor. So it's one of the reasons why I spent the money on a brand new timing kit. You don't want to cheap out on stuff like that. As much as it hurts to spend $600 on timing components that you'll never see, they're obviously very important. But yeah, starting from top left, this is our crank position wheel, tensioners, timing cover gaskets. I guess I got double of these because I actually got some in my gasket set as well. Installation instructions, gonna need those. I didn't know about this. I think this is all valve cover or timing cover bolts, which is sweet because, I have all my old ones, but these are brand new, so they'll look good. And I think that instructions even tell you where they go, which is kind of confusing because there's actually lots of different bolt styles. Also looks like a crank pulley and washer in there. Again, duplicate. I ordered one from Rock Auto. Didn't know that it came in the kit, but whatever. Guides, all brand new guides. Brand new chains, of course, primary and secondary. I believe this is like cam hardware and tensioner hardware and stuff like that. And then of course all your gears and cogs and spacers and washers. So yeah, all brand new timing stuff here, well worth it. So yeah, with that, let's keep the progress going here. Let's get this motor timed, get all the timing components on there, see if we can't get the timing cover on, and just start sealing this motor up and getting it back together. right, good morning everyone. It is a couple days later and we've got a fully timed motor, I think. I don't really know, I've never done this. No, but in all seriousness guys, this was pretty straightforward. I really took my time just because I'm paranoid like that to make sure, you know, triple, quadruple check that all of our timing marks are good to go. Not only on the crank gear here for both chains, the primary chains, but also the secondary chains. They come with gold or copper links here, so they're easy to see. I even put some paint pen on there just to make it even easier. Got our new guides on, new chains, new tensioners, even cranked on these with a wood clamp to make sure our chains are nice and tight on first startup before they get hydraulic pressure from the oil in there. I think we're good to go. So up next, we need to put on our freshly painted timing cover here. I actually already popped in a new timing cover seal there, so that's good to go. But once again, similar to the last video, I'm gonna change gears real quick. Mother Nature has blessed us with a beautiful Saturday. It's gonna be almost 50 degrees today. It's sunny out, super nice day. Not only do I wanna be outside, but we've still got some painting to do. I got to do something about these headers. I think I already described that I'm going to refinish them with some VHT. So I'm probably going to be a little bit scatterbrained today. I got a million things to do as usual and not a lot of time to do it. I've got some holiday parties and stuff I got to go to tonight, later this afternoon. So let's do less talking, more work. Let's do the headers, see what else is on our whiteboard. Oh yeah, real quick, promise, real quick. I think someone commented on one of my videos, you're going to need a bigger whiteboard for this project. And you were definitely right, but getting back on my whiteboard train here, listed the things that need to be done, you know, right off the bat, or things that I just thought of off the top of my head. There's probably going to need more, but you know, we started with the clutch and carpet, and then we moved into the engine. LOL. Sublist, remove old engine. That's done. Assemble new Texas engine. We're kind of in the process of that, and then install. And then here's all the other stuff we got to do. So I'll just give you guys a quick look at that. I guess this is what we're going to try and tackle today, and some other paint stuff. But yeah, let's take advantage of the weather today, do some painting, see what else I decide to tackle on that list, see what else I have time for, and just keep plugging away. Let's go. Phew! Headers are looking good. Got a couple coats of the VHT ceramic silver paint on there. They look brand new. Also got a special surprise over there, painting up. You guys saw that in the B-roll footage. I'll tell you more about that later. But while the sun is still out, I'm gonna switch gears here for a second. I'm gonna do some work on my diesel truck. This is my 2018 Ford F350 6.7 diesel. I've done a couple videos on this truck, but I think it was like 2 years ago, when I had like 1,500 subscribers. So the majority of you have probably never really seen this truck. So here it is, mostly stock with the exception of 24x12 wheels. It's leveled, some paint match stuff. The last video I did, I actually did the 2020 plus front ends, tinted windows, you know, paint match emblems, mirrors, door handles, stuff like that. The typical bro mods. And I didn't think that this was gonna be worthy of its own video. So if you guys are only interested in Cobra stuff, just skip to this part. But for the next couple minutes, I got a couple things I gotta do to get this thing ready for winter. One, needs a bath very badly. Two, my Recon cab lights are leaking. I had water coming through my headliner the other day, so those are 5 years old at this point, so I guess I can't be too mad. But I did the logical thing and went on Amazon and bought another cheap set from China. So we'll put those on. I got to swap out my winter wheels, the old man stock wheels instead of the bro wheels here. And yeah, just a quick cleanup. Oh yeah, got to do an oil change too. So let's get to work, do this before it gets dark, and then we'll get back to some Cobra stuff. And more importantly, let me know if you guys are interested in seeing, you know, diesel truck content. I've had a bunch of diesel trucks. I love ripping this thing. I love doing work to this thing. Might even like a new project diesel truck. So if you guys are interested in that kind of stuff and that kind of content, let me know in the comments down below. We can definitely make it happen. SpongeBob, I think it's getting dark. Well, it's a couple days later. The weather did not cooperate with me, and daylight did not cooperate with me as much as I would have liked, but we are back on the Cobra today. Let me know in the comments if you guys want to see more diesel truck content. Like I said, I'm always wrenching with my truck. I've always wanted to I've had a couple single cab diesel trucks over the years that I've kind of built up and cruised around in the summer, so. If you guys are, into trucks, diesel trucks, let me know in the comments and I'll try and do some more of that stuff. If you're not, because you're a nerd or you're weird, then I don't know. What are you even doing on this channel? Anyways, the other day, got the headers completely refinished with a can of the, ceramic VHT spray paint. They look night and day different from those rusty pieces of junk we had at the start of the day. Just a nice, silver aluminum finish. In these 4-valve cars, you can't even really see the headers anyways, but there's no way I was putting those rusty things back on there, but we know they fit. They're, I think these are probably, I don't know, maybe Mac long tubes from back in the day. Obviously not stainless, but they turned out good. So those are done for now. I have one more thing I need to do to those. Thanks to a couple comments, I drilled and tapped the correct timing cover hole for into the block here, so I don't have to fill that with RTV. Either way, probably would have worked, but I had the drill and tap from the Cobra engineering kit, so got that done. Got some assembly lube up here, ready to go, even though these are technically used cams, because even though these heads are fully rebuilt, assembly lube is typically for brand new stuff, but I always like to do assembly lube in situations like this while we're waiting for oil pressure on the first start. So I think we're good there. Got my timing cover all laid out with all the brand new hardware, including the instructions, which show exactly which bolt goes where. There's, some of these hold the pulley bridge and other stuff. And that I couldn't be putting these nasty, boring coil covers back on. So I actually did a similar mod to my Turbo 04 Cobra back in the day. These are the factory GT500 coil covers. I think they're a lot cooler. They got these fins here. They say powered by SVT. They come gray. I think you can get them brand new for like 150 bucks. I scored these on eBay with like a paint flaw for 50 bucks. And I knew I wanted to do like a custom setup here anyways. So 50 bucks for these. And they're going to look sick on those valve covers. And I have one more trick up my sleeve for these. They would look good in this satin black or matte black finish that I did. But I got one more trick up my sleeve for these. But we'll get to that a little later. For now, I'd like to focus on getting this motor sealed up. The timing is all done. I think we're ready. Oil pan's on there loosely, so when I put the time cover on there, I can torque everything together, get it all sealed up, all new gaskets, then start dressing the motor. We can get our pulley bridge on, get some of our covers on, maybe rebuild some of those tensioners, maybe the harmonic balancer, water pump. Just start getting this thing dressed and ready to roll, and then we can move into the supercharger and all that stuff, which I took off when it was still in the car, but because I know I'm now going in from the bottom again, I think I can fully dress, everything on the supercharger and get this thing basically ready to go. Save myself a headache a little bit later. So yeah, with that, let's keep pushing forward. Let's get the timing cover on, maybe slap the valve covers on there, start getting some of the accessories on, and just getting this motor dressed. Good evening. It's Thursday, aka Friday Junior. So cheers. We are chipping away and making some good progress on this Cobra engine. Actually starting to look like something, and damn does it look good. It is amazing what clean, painted, refreshed, and new parts look like. There's a mix of used parts on here that have been painted and brand new stuff, and holy crap, it looks awesome. It looks like it's brand new. So right off the bat, got our matte or satin black timing cover on there. Looks awesome. All of our bolts torqued to spec. Got a couple of sensors in there as well. Brand new idlers everywhere you look. Had to look at some old video footage and pictures to make sure I got them all right, but the 6-rib inners, all brand new. Brand new idlers on the tensioners. Same thing on the 8-rib here. Got our lower crank pulley installed. Behind that, got the harmonic balancer installed, torqued to spec. Brand new Gates water pump on there with our, freshly painted pulley here. What else? Oh yeah, on the pulley bridge, again, all new idlers. This was an existing idler, so that one's, billet flow or Metco maybe, but super nice snub idler. That thing didn't need to be replaced. Wicked nice billet piece here. Other than that, all these idlers are brand new. Fresh coat of paint on everything, obviously. Torqued to spec. That thing's ready to install. Alternator bracket is on and torqued to spec. Our oil cooler adapter or oil filter adapter is on, torqued to spec with a new gasket. Oil cooler has been rebuilt and cleaned out with all new seals. She should be good to go, bolted up, torqued to spec, sealed up. So we are getting really close. Got a few other things we got to put on the engine here. And then I think we're just about ready to get the supercharger on there. The parts pile is getting smaller, and I like to see it. But we're not quite there yet. We still got to get those beautiful sonic blue valve covers on there with brand new gaskets. Got to finish up my coil covers. Going to do a little custom touch there. Pulley bridge, alternator, power steering / alternator bracket, couple miscellaneous things. But yeah, let's keep chipping away. I would love to see this motor done sooner than later. So I'm going to get right back to work here. Let's get this motor finished up. just like that, we have got a mostly complete Chris Sullivan style Terminator engine. Just look at this masterpiece, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this thing. Can't get enough of it. It really came together in the last hour or two here. Let me bring you up to speed. So we got the pulley bridge on. Again, all new tensioners. That's all torqued down. Got my Sonic Blue valve covers on. Plopped the Eaton on there. This is just sitting there. I actually wanted to measure for belt length, make sure I had the correct length belt, and obviously just had to get the complete, picture here. Probably grab the thumbnail while we're here and just see how this thing was going to look, and it is just spectacular. The whole package came together. Refinished headers are bolted on there. Also, here are my powered by SVT coil covers. So what I did was the whole thing did in matte black, and then I painstakingly scraped and sanded the raised ridges off, and then I top coated the SVT part with a little bit of Sonic Blue. And kind of similar to the valve covers, it's not perfect, and I think the correct way to do this would be to spray this area in blue, clear coat it with 2K clear, and then spray the whole thing black, and then basically sand around this area until you get back down to the clear. But I've never painted raised letters before, so I figured I'd give it a try with the brush. Just a Amazon set of cheap little paint brushes that I got, and there's some obvious drawbacks. So I did this in 2 stages. I basically put down some base coat. You can see the Sonic Blue in there. You can see all the flake. And then I put clear coat on top of it. And the problem with using the brush is it leaves little bubbles. So, if you're right up on this, it doesn't look perfect. But, from a few feet away, it matches the valve covers really nice. And same as this run that I got to take care of on here, I think I could lightly wet sand this and buff this and get those little bubbles out. But again, for free, other than the $55 cost of these coil covers here, I mean, what a transformation. I just love that. And if we decided we didn't want the blue there, we could just sand this to be the metallic aluminum, raw aluminum finish just like these. But really happy with how that looks. Super clean. Again, not for a lot of cost, but this thing just really came together, really starting to look like that iconic Terminator 03-04 Cobra long block. So even though it looks like a complete motor, there's still a decent amount of work to do. I am going to take the Eaton and separate it from the lower intake manifold here. I gave it a quick wipe down just so it wouldn't look dirty on the motor, but there's some gunk and crap in there I want to clean out. I'd like to inspect the rotors. I want to clean out some of the oil that's inside here. Probably clean out the injectors. Again, oil leaks all over this motor. We got to clean this whole thing, so that's going to come off again, and we'll get new gaskets and everything all in there. I'm waiting on spark plugs and some OEM style exhaust manifolds. The Felpro gasket kit that I bought comes with those cheap paper style gaskets, and doing headers on these cars is a nightmare. So the last thing I want to do is use cheap exhaust manifold gaskets. So I ordered some OE metal gaskets. So these are, again, just bolted on for show at this point. Eventually I have to deal with this disaster here, which I've not touched since it came out of the car. The coolant crossover is here because I need to refinish this as well. It's got peeling paint, so we can't have this nasty thing going on there with all of our freshly painted. Oh my God, we got to burn the garage down. Just get out of here. Go somewhere else. Anyways, we still need to weld the crack in this bell housing, clean up this transmission, and then give the whole thing, you guessed it, a coat of paint. So we got to deal with this because all this is going to go together with this beautiful masterpiece here before it goes in the car. And then obviously once this is off the engine stand, got to put a rear plate and seal, rear main seal on there as well. And that's just, a quick recap. I'm looking at the whiteboard. There's still even way more than that. But I'm going to save that for the next video. I got a lot done in this video. We basically have a ideal Cobra long block here. Texid block, completely forged internals, updated style heads, bunch of painted and refreshed and new parts. I mean, this thing is ready to roll. Couple little things. We'll be slapping this thing back on the K member, which is under the car, getting it back up in this thing, and hopefully with any luck, we can give this car its first start sooner than later. But that's going to do it for this video. If you guys enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed already, consider doing so. We'll catch you in the next one. I'm going to try and keep firing off content on this thing because I'd like to get it out to you, and also I'd like to get it done. So see you guys in the next one.